Message to Brics citizens. Stand united against Western propaganda. Our mission for a strong Brics plus union. Join us to join the greater anti-neo-colonialism movement against Western neo-imperialism. From the Middle East, Africa, Palestine, to the Falklands, to French Guiana, to New Caledonia, everywhere, as we uncover the secrets of how the West is practicing double standards and crimes across the globe. Like, share and subscribe as much as possible to make a bigger Brics Plus community so that the West can fear us. In today's increasingly interconnected world, platforms like YouTube have become spaces where diverse global perspectives converge. One mission-driven YouTube channel, led by a group of government employees from a Brics nation, aims to counter the Western narrative with logic, truth, and a vision of unity for the Brics Plus nations. The channel is dedicated to exposing the double standards, propaganda, and crimes committed by Western powers over the centuries, and to unite citizens from Brics Plus countries, Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Latin America, the Caribbean, Central America, Asia Pacific, and Eastern Europe to work towards a stronger, more united future. However, in recent times, this platform has seen a rise in spam and hatred-filled comments, primarily from followers in the West. This YouTube video is an announcement to address this issue, set clear boundaries for respectful discussion, and welcome Brics citizens with open arms to engage in meaningful conversations. This is also a call to action for the Brics Plus community to resist Western divide-and-rule tactics and work toward collective growth, prosperity, and unity. Respectful engagement, a core requirement. As a platform that advocates for truth and unity, this channel has seen an increasing number of spam comments, hateful rhetoric, and ignorant propaganda, mostly from individuals in the West. We have no tolerance for such behavior. Our mission is rooted in respectful, logical discourse, and we will not entertain those who spread baseless, arrogant, and illiterate commentary. If you are here to contribute meaningfully, to question us with logical points, and engage in respectful discussions, we welcome you. If not, this platform is not for you. We do not have the time or space for comments that only serve to spread hatred, ignorance, or arrogant Western ideologies. We are committed to fostering intelligent discourse and real change for Brics Plus nations. Addressing Western hypocrisy, arrogance, and crimes. The Western narrative has been riddled with hypocrisy for centuries. From colonization to the assassination of foreign leaders, from unjust wars to the economic exploitation of developing countries, the West has continuously undermined the sovereignty and progress of nations outside its sphere of influence. The time has come to expose these double standards and educate the world on the damage done by Western powers. Colonialism, the long history of exploitation of Africa, Asia, Latin America, and other regions by Western empires. Assassinations and coup. Numerous examples of Western interference in sovereign nations leading to the overthrow of governments that did not align with Western interests. Hypocrisy in global policies, the West's portrayal of itself as a champion of democracy, while secretly backing authoritarian regimes that serve its economic interests. Divide-and-rule tactics. Western powers have historically employed divide-and-rule strategies to keep nations weakened, and this tactic continues to this day. Western nations have long been able to present themselves as the global leaders in democracy, human rights, and development, while concealing their crimes behind propaganda. It is time to expose the truth behind this narrative and unite against it. Brics Plus unity. A call to all Brics nations. The future of global development, technological innovation, and economic progress does not lie with the West, but with Brics Plus. As the Western world declines under the weight of its own arrogance, crimes, and miscalculations, it is now the time for Brics and its allies to rise. The Brics Plus nations, including countries from Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Latin America, the Caribbean, Central America, Asia Pacific, and Eastern Europe, must stand united to challenge Western narratives and push back against their economic and political dominance. Collaborate for economic growth, fostering innovation and technological development that serves the interests of all Brics Plus citizens. Resist the divide-and-rule tactics employed by Western powers, which have historically kept us fragmented and weak. Why we use AI and why we remain anonymous. As a team of government employees from a Brics nation, we understand the risks involved in publicly speaking out against powerful Western interests. Therefore, we have chosen to remain anonymous and use AI-generated voices for our videos. Our anonymity does not diminish our mission, which remains clear and resolute: to deliver the truth, expose the West's double standards, and unite Brics plus citizens for a brighter, more prosperous future. Reasons for anonymity: safety concerns. Criticizing Western powers can lead to personal or professional repercussions. Our safety and the safety of our mission are our top priorities. Focus on the message, not the messenger. The content of our message is more important than our identity. We want the truth to take center stage, not individual personalities. By using AI voices, we can maintain our anonymity while still effectively communicating our message. This allows us to continue our work without fear of retaliation and to focus on what truly matters: exposing the truth and uniting Brics plus citizens. Welcoming Brics plus citizens to all Brics plus citizens from Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Latin America, the Caribbean, Central America, Asia Pacific, and Eastern Europe. You're welcome here. We invite you to join us in creating a future free from Western dominance, where Brics plus nations can work together for mutual prosperity and development. This channel is not just about exposing Western hypocrisy, but about building something better. Together, we can collaborate across borders, sharing knowledge and resources to boost economic growth and technological innovation, stand strong against external pressures, ensuring that our nations and regions develop according to our values and interests, not the whims of Western powers. Build a united, powerful Brics plus union that is capable of countering the West's influence on the global stage and creating a multipolar world where all nations can thrive. A final message to Western commenters. To those in the West who have flooded our comment section with spam, hatred, and propaganda, you're not welcome here unless you are prepared to engage in respectful, logical discussions. This is not a place for your illiterate arrogance, loud-mouthing, or ignorant propaganda. If you can contribute value, challenge us with reason, or engage in respectful discourse, then you are welcome. If not, please take your ignorance elsewhere. Our platform is dedicated to exposing the truth and uniting the Brics plus nations for a better future. We will not be distracted or derailed by Western ignorance or arrogance. This YouTube video serves as both a warning to disrespectful commenters and a welcoming call to Brics plus citizens around the globe. The mission of this channel is clear: to expose Western hypocrisy, unite Brics plus nations, and work towards a future where our nations are no longer subject to Western dominance. Through respectful dialogue, collaboration, and shared values, we can create a world where Brics plus countries thrive and prosper together. Colonialism and its lasting impact. Colonialism was one of the most significant means by which Western powers dominated the rest of the world. Through violent conquest, exploitation of resources, and suppression of local cultures, Western empires, including Britain, France, Portugal, Spain, and later the United States, enriched themselves at the expense of Africa, Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean. Resource exploitation: colonies were stripped of their natural resources, with profits flowing back to Western capitals while local populations were left in poverty. Cultural destruction: indigenous traditions, languages, and governance systems were suppressed, leading to the erasure of entire cultures. Economic dependence: even after independence, former colonies were often left economically dependent on their former colonizers through trade agreements and debt traps. For Brics nations, reversing the effects of this colonial legacy is not just an economic necessity, but a moral obligation. The mission of this channel is to highlight how the Western powers have continued these forms of exploitation in modern times, often in more covert ways, through multinational corporations, global financial institutions, and trade deals that serve their interests at the expense of developing nations. Neo-colonialism and modern exploitation. While the age of formal colonial empires has ended, neo-colonialism, where Western powers continue to exert influence over former colonies through economic and political means, remains a critical issue. This is often done through debt diplomacy. Institutions like the IMF and World Bank, dominated by Western powers, impose harsh conditions on loans to developing countries, forcing them to implement austerity measures that harm their populations. Military interventions. The United States and its Western allies have engaged in numerous military interventions under the guise of promoting democracy or fighting terrorism, often destabilizing regions and installing puppet governments that serve Western interests. Corporate dominance: Western multinational corporations exploit cheap labor and resources in the global south, while local economies remain underdeveloped. Brics nations, especially China and Russia, have increasingly challenged this neo-colonial model by offering alternative investment opportunities through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, and the New Development Bank, NDB. This channel's mission is to educate Brics Plus citizens on the importance of supporting these efforts, which aim to create a multipolar world where developing nations have more control over their own destinies. Divide and rule: Western strategy to weaken global South. A critical tactic of Western dominance has been the use of divide and rule strategies. Whether it was the partition of India and Pakistan by the British or the creation of artificial borders in Africa that fueled ethnic conflicts, the West has consistently sought to weaken its former colonies by promoting internal divisions. Even today, Western media and governments often pit countries in the global South against one another, focusing on conflicts rather than cooperation. The Brics Plus movement, however, offers a counter-narrative. It promotes unity among developing nations, whether in Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Latin America, or Eastern Europe, encouraging collaboration on trade, technology, and security. This channel seeks to unmask these Western tactics and emphasize the importance of Brics Plus nations standing united. By refusing to fall into the traps of ethnic, religious, or nationalistic divisions, Brics can form a formidable bloc that challenges Western hegemony and promotes mutual growth. Brics Plus, the future of global development and leadership. The Brics Plus initiative is not merely a political or economic alliance, it is a transformative vision for the future. As Western powers, weakened by their internal conflicts, economic mismanagement, and declining global influence, continue to lose relevance, Brics and its allied nations are stepping up to take the lead in global governance, economic growth, and technological innovation. Brics nations already represent some of the world's largest economies, and their influence is only growing. By working together, Brics Plus countries can pool their resources, talent, and technological expertise to accelerate their development. Some key areas where Brics Plus countries are expected to lead include technology. China and India are already global leaders in technology, with innovations in AI, telecommunications, and green energy. Through collaboration with other Brics nations, they can help elevate the technological capabilities of countries in Africa, Latin America, and the Middle East. Infrastructure: Russia and Brazil, through partnerships in energy and agriculture, have the potential to contribute significantly to global infrastructure development. The Belt and Road Initiative has already begun transforming the infrastructure landscape in many developing countries, providing an alternative to Western-dominated trade routes. Sustainable development: Brics nations are at the forefront of sustainable development efforts. South Africa, for instance, has made significant strides in renewable energy, while Brazil is a leader in sustainable agriculture. By focusing on these areas, Brics Plus countries can achieve economic growth that benefits all citizens, not just the elite, and create a global economic system that is more equitable and sustainable. Brics Plus and global governance. The decline of Western institutions like the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the International Monetary Fund has created a vacuum in global governance. Brics Plus is positioned to fill this gap by promoting alternative models of global cooperation that prioritize mutual respect, non-interference in domestic affairs, and equitable development. The New Development Bank and the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank are just two examples of how Brics is creating alternatives to Western-dominated financial institutions. These institutions offer more favorable loan conditions to developing countries, helping them break free from the debt traps imposed by the West. Moreover, Brics has the potential to reshape global governance by advocating for reforms in institutions like the UN Security Council, where the balance of power has long been skewed in favor of Western nations. By pushing for greater representation for countries in the global South, Brics can ensure that the voices of developing nations are heard on the global stage. The importance of cultural exchange and cooperation. While economic growth and technological advancement are critical, the Brics Plus mission also emphasizes the importance of cultural exchange and mutual understanding. For too long, Western media and cultural industries have dominated the global narrative, presenting a one-sided view of history, culture, and progress. By promoting cultural cooperation among Brics Plus nations, this channel seeks to celebrate the diverse traditions, languages, and histories of the Global South. This not only strengthens the bonds between Brics Plus nations, but also counters the cultural imperialism that has been a hallmark of Western dominance. Moving forward, how you can join the Brics Plus movement. To all Brics Plus citizens watching this video, this is your chance to get involved in the movement for a better future. Whether you are from Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Latin America, the Caribbean, Central America, Asia Pacific, or Eastern Europe, your voice matters in this mission. Here's how you can contribute. Engage in respectful dialogue. Leave comments that add value to the discussion. Share your thoughts on how Brics can promote development, peace, and cooperation. Spread the message. Share this video with your friends, family, and fellow citizens. The more people know about the Brics mission, the stronger our collective efforts will be. Educate yourself on Western tactics. Be aware of how the West continues to undermine the Global South through propaganda, media manipulation, and economic pressure. Understanding these tactics will make us stronger in resisting them. Collaborate with others. Whether you are an entrepreneur, student, activist, or government official, there are countless ways to contribute to the Brics Plus vision. Get involved in local initiatives, international forums, and cross-border collaborations to build a brighter future for all Brics Plus citizens. A final word to the Western audience. While this channel is primarily dedicated to Brics Plus citizens, we recognize that many viewers from the West may be watching as well. To you, we say, we are not against the people of the West, but we are deeply critical of the institutions, policies, and actions that have caused harm to our nations. If you are here to engage in a respectful, logical debate, we welcome your input. However, if your only intention is to spread hatred, misinformation, or arrogance, then this platform is not for you. The time of Western dominance is over, and it is now time for Brics Plus to take its rightful place on the global stage. This announcement is more than just a message to our viewers. It is a call to action for the entire Brics Plus community. Together, we can expose the hypocrisy and crimes of the West, resist their divide-and-rule tactics, and build a brighter, more united future for our nations. This is not just a movement, it is a mission for truth, justice, and collective progress. By standing together, Brics Plus can overcome the challenges of the past and chart a new path for global development, one that is fair, sustainable, and inclusive. Let us embrace this opportunity with open hearts and minds and work toward the betterment of all Brics Plus citizens. Subscribe, share, and join the movement today. The future is ours to build.